humans. All right, so we are on the topic of pushing past the inevitable threshold of beginning and starting into the real estate business. As some of you guys knows, have already started. It's not easy, okay? No one said it was easy. If it was easy, we'd have a lot more millionaires than we have now, because people tend to want to quit when the going gets tough. And that's a shame, but that's just the way people are sometimes. So I'm only talking about the segment of people that can get past, that push past the initial, what I call the first 6 months, okay? So the first 6 months, if you have a mentor, if you have a coach, typically is the first couple months they're teaching you, right? That takes a couple months for you to even learn the basics of this, and the concepts and the strategies and understanding analysis and all that kind of stuff, and marketing and putting yourself out there, negotiating and how to identify leads and all this. It's a lot, okay? So 2 to 3 months is just pure training. It's on the job training, but it's training. Don't expect to get anything, okay? After the first 3 months, you should actually be getting your own leads. You should be actively pursuing any leads or marketing or analysis for the marketing that's coming in, however you have it set up. But after 3 months, if you haven't even negotiated or even put in offers, you're way behind. You need to get ahead of that. You need to be putting in at least, just from the start, I would say after the first 2 weeks, you need to be putting in your first 10 offers per day, every day. And then you need to be cycling back to those old offers that you've already put in. And you need to be doing this day in, day out, nonstop like a machine, okay? And then you'll start to see progress by the 3 month time, okay? By 3 month time, you should have at least negotiated a few of these already. And whether you got one or not, doesn't matter. This is all just pure training. Now, from month 3 to 6, this is the month where you really start to push it, okay? And you kind of understand what you're doing. You know pretty much. You still need someone overlooking your shoulder or helping you out, but at this point, you've pretty much got it. And you're pushing forward. You're doing your own leads. You're doing your own drives. You're knocking on doors. You're talking to neighbors that are in their yards, and you're doing the business. And then it comes down to the point to where you maybe negotiate a couple of these contracts and maybe even go to title. And so once you open a title and you put it down, your 10 or $50, whatever you put down, then the deal falls through, or maybe you don't have a buyer or whatever happens. And that happens, a lot of deals fall through. And so we can only do our best. And so from month 4, 5, and 6, if you still haven't gotten a deal, the parable 7th month is usually the month that people start to quit. That's where they give up. They say, I tried it, it didn't work. What's funny is it's usually about month 6 or month 7 when the stuff actually starts to work. You remember how I talked about it's like a train, a heavy train. It takes you time to push that train and get it moving. But once you got that train up to speed, it doesn't stop. It keeps moving. It runs over stuff. I mean, it's a locomotive, right? It's the same way in this business. And if you give up on month 7, you pretty much it's like you pushing that train hard, and that train is starting to go, and then you just give up. You're like, screw it, I don't want to push anymore. It's like you just got it going, and you just started moving. All you need to do is push a little bit harder, and you would have got there. And so it frustrates us as coaches and mentors, because we want to help. We want you to do good. We want you to succeed. But when you give up, there's nothing we can do. There's nothing you can say to the right person. There's nothing you can say to the wrong person, okay? You make up your own mind. Or no, sorry, I said that wrong. You can't say the right thing to the wrong person. You can't say the wrong thing to the right person. You are the only one in control of your own thoughts. You're the only one in control of your own attitude, your own ambition, everything. All we can do is say, hey, look, we're going to guide you. We're going to coach you. This is how it works. We'll pat you on the back and help you and support you when you need it. But ultimately, this is up to you. You're the one with the ball. You're going to run it to the end zone, or you're going to give up when you get on the 3rd yard line. It's up to you. So I would say persevere. Just push through. Get to that 7th month. Get to the 8th month. Get to the 9 months. After a year, if your mentor has not gotten you one freaking deal, find a new mentor. But never give up on real estate. If you're doing it by yourself, if you're saying, you know what, I don't need a mentor, I don't need a coach, I don't believe in those false fake people, trust me, they're out there, a lot of them, then it's going to take a lot longer, twice as long. So it took me 6 months of research and reading blogs. And I'm not talking about one here, one there. I mean like 3-4 hours a day. I was just reading, learning, listening to podcasts every day. I replaced music with podcasts. I didn't even driving home, probably 2 hours a day of just podcasting, learning and absorbing and learning and absorbing. And I'm very good at learning. That's one of my key things. You got to find out what you're good at. I'm good at learning. I'm good at understanding fundamental stuff and building on top of that. That's what I'm very good at. So it took me still being that good 6 months to finally start to make any sense of it. And then I put in, like an idiot, I went in and bought 2 properties off the MLS. I didn't know. I talked to realtors and I learned the whole thing with realtors. I didn't know. I didn't have a coach to tell me that don't mess with realtors. I didn't have any of that. So, the realtor I had was not investors friendly. She just wanted her commission. She didn't understand why this is a great house. Why would you want this? Well, because you're selling it to me at 98% retail value. I don't want to buy that. So I finally bought 2 houses that were actually about 85 to 88% value. Probably only needed $1,000, $2,000 worth of work, nothing at all. So actually I just turned around and took the contract and assigned the contract that I had. I didn't know you had to write and or assigns up there, any of that stuff. So I just swapped out the name and gave it to the new person. They handed me money. So that's how my first 2 deals worked. And it was garbage and it probably wouldn't hold up in court if they were to find out. But I don't know. That was 4 years ago. It's done deal. I'm sure they're happy with their house and whatever, but I learned the hard way. I learned the stupid way. I should have just jumped in and learned from the people that were already doing it. I should have just invested in going to the RIA events and meeting the people that are experienced and getting their perspectives, and that would have shortcut me so much. So I say don't give up. Get out there, rub shoulders with the right people, and get educated. Have a good day.